Everybody, welcome back to the kind of an unusual episode of Culz Checks Out, where we're checking something out, but it's going to be a Mattel Jurassic World Rebirth lineup figure. Not something I usually do on the channel. At one point I did used to review, figures and such. Haven't done it in a while, but it is the Spinosaurus, the Thrashing Spinosaurus, and hey, any opportunity to talk about Spinosaurus, I'm going to take it. For anyone that doesn't know, Spinosaurus was originally dug up in 1912 and officially described in 1915 by Ernst Stromer. Most people at this point do know the tragic fate of those fossils being destroyed in an Allied bombing raid in World War II. And so for a long time, Spinosaurus was really kind of like a best guess based on other theropods, but luckily as time went on, we started to get a little bit better picture thanks to some closer relatives. And of course, it broke into the mainstream in 2001 thanks to Jurassic Park 3, where it was the kind of titular big bad dino. It even replaced the Rex on the logo. A logo that actually hung above my bed for a long time. And yeah, it quickly became my favorite dinosaur. I mean, hey, we all love T-Rex and stuff, but just something about Spinosaurus, and unfortunately, I kind of felt like Spinosaurus got blacklisted for a long time from the Jurassic franchise, but it slowly has come back, and we're getting 3 of them in Jurassic World Rebirth. Pretty exciting, and hey, that leads us right to the figure, so let's get started. Alright, so let's check out the actual figure itself. Like I did say in the introduction, we don't do a lot of these like Mattel reviews. I used to on another channel, but anymore on this channel we only do like custom stuff. But hey, any excuse to talk about Spinosaurus I will take. So yeah, let's check it out. Like I said, this is for the new Jurassic World Rebirth line, and this is the Thrasher Spinosaurus, and it is absolutely massive. I did not expect it to be this big, considering some of the promo shots we saw. It didn't look as gigantic, but it's pretty huge. So we'll take kind of a look at the box, and then we'll get it unboxed, and you guys can see what it does. Alright, so right here you do see the Try Me signage. Now, none of these were on the shelf yet. With the orders, you just kind of went and picked them up. But yeah, you can see that the little movement feature is right here. If we move along the side, there's a again for any of you guys that are interested. And it does show a little graphic here of the Spinosaurus like moving its head and tail, as well as it does show a sound icon. And again, just a kind of quick overview of the Spinosaurus with a little art right there, a little reminiscent of one of the Dr. Pepper cans. Now we'll see what they look like in the film, because the newer kind of render that was released does look a tad different. And of course there's the little Mattel logo. On the front over here you do see Thrasher Spinosaurus, and then the Jurassic World Rebirth logo. On the back of the box, again, you just see that logo there, and it shows you press that 3 times and it does its features, which are swing and chop action. You can see with the little picture there. And then down below, swinging tail strike. Now the only other kind of figure that is promoted here is the Mosasaurus, which does make sense considering they are to appear in the same scene in the film. And then below you just got a little bit of stuff. These ones are made in Vietnam, it looks like. Tells a little bit about the batteries. And yeah, Mattel. The bottom, just see some more information, so yeah. And of course another little barcode there. But yeah, let's get this out of the packaging. So now the Spino is out of the packaging, and I gotta say, still super impressed with this lineup so far. I think the biggest thing to note here right off the bat is just the teeth. Like, look how nice those look. And it's not even like the Hammond collection. Like, those teeth look better than some of the Hammond collection figures. And it's just like the baseline figure. So if they ever do a Hammond collection release of this guy, it's going to be awesome looking. So again, we're just kind of looking at it without the packaging on, and kind of in like a more natural looking setting, instead of just being inside on a white wall like we do with our books or movies. And I gotta say, lots of cool detail. This one does have 2 action features, and you can see there's also little protrusions on top of the spines there. Overall, really cool. So we'll start off with the detailing on the head. You can actually see two like little crests there in similar positions as they were in JP3. Now, of course, Spinosaurus in real life had just a singular crest on the top of its head, and its skull was probably not as wide, though this one doesn't look as wide as the skulls in the trailer originally were. I know with the newer one, it looks like they got a slight redesign. But I would say if you look at it from this angle here and compare with the picture, not a whole lot. So at least these are kind of based off of maybe what we were originally going to get, or being that there are three, maybe they each kind of have subtle differences in appearance. You can see the detailing in the eye. This one does have a slight little paint mess up at the end of that eye. This one is perfectly fine. And again, just look at those teeth. Super cool. They definitely look like Spinosaurus teeth. I can splice in some video of actual Spinosaurus teeth. They definitely have a very conical shape to them. Very good for catching fish. You can see this one sort of has the notch there that we would see in the skull. But the end of the snout there definitely looks like that famous premaxilla. Overall head shape, really cool looking. Again, maybe not super accurate, but not bad. The design has definitely grown on me. You can see as we continue down, it's got these like tiger stripes. It is different than the kind of play pack that released the Spinosaurus with the two figures. And again, probably because it's a different one of the trio. Considering we are at least getting 3 Spinos in Jurassic World Rebirth. Up top, like I said, you can see those protrusions, pretty cool there. As well as just a really neat little tiger striping on the cell that runs along where the actual vertebrae are rising up. It also has one that kind of diverts and then comes back into it like a river would around an island. You can also see that there are some scaling and maybe little osteoderms, I don't know, or just at least bigger scales than the rest. Also look, Spinosaurus's hands are in the correct position. I know it's beating a dead horse at this point, but dinosaurs could not pronate their hands. So what you see with the velociraptors, they couldn't do. But that, again, was done because there was actually human actors in the raptors. So it was much easier for humans to bend their hands like that. But super cool. As you can see, the claws don't really differ in shape or size, which is a little disappointing because Spinosaurs are known for a rather large fish hook that they usually have, but not seeing it here, as well as the nails on the hands are not painted, but at least the nails on the feet are. Continuing down the body, you see some muscular legs, and then just the short, kind of stubby legs, and just really massive, thick body and thick neck. Again, Spinosaurus probably didn't have as thick of a neck here that we're seeing, a little bit longer one, but it's okay, it's just a movie. If it gets kids interested in dinosaurs, that's what it's about. And if it's a good movie too, I really, really hope so. The tail is probably the neatest thing. The film is recent enough that it actually gets the correct tail that was found by Ibrahim and co. Very, very cool. You can actually see some of the little protrusions up there that would have created like that basilisk looking cell. Very, very neat. Let's see the action feature. I do want to say for stability, it stands rather well. At first, it was a little wobbly, a little front heavy, but once you position the feet and kind of just tilt it up a tad, stands no issues. Now, the action features at the back here, it says press it 3 times. And it kind of continues. Let's do it one more time for you guys. So we're going to do some size comparisons, and not with every Spinosaurus that's been released with the Jurassic Park name on it, mainly because that would take forever. Just going to do 2 comparisons pretty much with the big 2. So I'm not going to show off like the Lost World one or the React Attack small ones or that Jurassic World really tiny one, but just the bigger ones. So let's check out the other Mattel one that was based upon Jurassic Park 3. And you can see when compared to it, it's actually longer. The new one is longer than the legacy one. and has much better looking teeth. Now the JP3 one is getting the Hammond collection, just hasn't arrived in time for this video. Should be arriving a little bit later today actually. But yeah, you can see overall much thicker too, like just beefy little figure we got there. And then finally with the holy grail of my collection, or at least pretty high up there. I mean, the Red Rex I've had since I was a kid as well, but got lots of playtime in with the Hasbro animatronic JP3 Spinosaurus. And you can just see a nice comparison here, and really a nice comparison of the two iterations of the Spinosaurus in the franchise so far. You can see but roughly about the same size. Well, I would say the new one probably a little bit longer. Unfortunately, the leg joints on the Hasbro one are a little loose, so he doesn't stand the best. But much taller, obviously, bigger legs. Just really neat little comparison here. So yeah, there's the Thrashing Spinosaurus. Like I said, not something we usually do on the channel, but if it's Spinosaurus, I'm always happy to talk about it. It is my favorite dinosaur after all. And man, 2025 is just like the coolest year for anyone that loves Spinosaurus, and of course dinosaurs. Got lots of dinosaur stuff coming up with Jurassic World Rebirth, and of course the recently released Walking with Dinosaurs kind of reboot, which featured Spinosaurus in there as well, obviously with a much more paleo-accurate design. But yeah, I will say the design has grown on me. Super, super cool. Probably won't do many more of these on the channel, but if you guys want, always open to doing more, just let us know in the comments below. Like I said, the Hammond Collection Spinosaurus will be arriving later, so hey, if you guys were interested in looking at that, more than happy to talk about it, because again, it's Spinosaurus. But until next time, guys, for more Culz Checks Out, click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click the link to your right. And don't forget to hit the like and give us a subscribe. And let us know, what did you think of this figure? And what do you think of the design for Jurassic World Rebirth? Let us know in the comments below.